Alright, so welcome to another video on how to create an e-commerce with Vue, Nuxt, Strapi, GraphQL, Docker, Stripe, and deploy on Amazon EC2. Okay, so the whole point of this is to see how feasible, quickly, and fast, and maintainable, and scalable is to build and maintain an e-commerce using all of these technology. Now, the way of how I'm going to do this is by first define a design step, then the build, then the test, and then the deploy. Okay, so for the design, we already choose which UI we're going to use and implement on our Nuxt app, Vue stick, and also see all of the different models that allow us to integrate all of this technology with Nuxt. Okay, so we already set up the backend. It was almost straightforward. The TLDR is that Strapi is originally was designed for building and to help bootstrap APIs, and now he grows into this ecosystem to become a open source headless CMS that allow developer to choose whatever developer frame tools or framework they want to use, or while allowing the editors to manage and distribute their content in their admin panel. So since Strapi is a plugin based system, so Strapi is flexible enough so we can customize and extend the API as the admin panel. And also it comes with a user system built-in, or it also comes with a built-in user system to manage in detail what admins and end users have access to. So when it comes to use Strapi with GraphQL here, okay, so the GraphQL plugins combines or the GraphQL plugin from to Strapi, or the GraphQL plugin Strapi, it comes with a Polo server that it runs a GraphQL server and also allows to do and implement other advanced features like mutations. Okay, and it comes with something called Shadow Crew, which automatically generates types, queries, mutations, and resolvers based on the model we define in the admin panel. So with that, then we jump to Nuxt straightforward, okay, and understand what is the main goal of Nuxt is to aim. It aims to improve the developer experience when building modern web apps. So even though that they come with a lot of goals like deliver an optimized user experience with optimizations like tree shaking, code splitting, like link prefetching, rendering strategy, like server-side rendering, static-side generators, client-side rendering, incremental static regeneration, or SWR, which is stale while revalidate. There's another rendering which is ESR. I don't know what it is. So it comes with optimizations to improve the developer experience, optimizations, rendering strategy, and CEO and web vitals. So discover what are the new things that improve the developer experience, like plug and play, which actually comes with a folder structure, an intuitive folder structure. Automation, since a lot of the repetitive tasks, it automates that, like out import, code splitting, minifications, bundling for productions. Patterning includes like data fetching, state management with Pinia, meta tag helper for improve CEO or SEO, route guards, cookie and error handling, bundle analyzer, and more. And the introduction of Nuxt, after all, yes, so it aims to improve the developer experience by allowing us developers to create type safe, performance, and production grade full stack applications. So not only web apps, but also website. Okay, and we can enjoy the benefit of using HMR, which is hot motor reload, in a production, in a performance production server side rendering by default. And this is something very, very important, especially if you're going to provide this as a server. And most of the time, for applications uh, that are built on Laravel, you know, so most of the time, this is how they want to do that. Okay, so they want to preserve the Laravel aspect or the PHP backend, but now when it comes to server-side rendering, they want to use Nuxt for that. And this is something interesting because how Nuxt and Laravel combine, Laravel model, because the main okay, why it takes so long to load? This is from Nuxt 3. Okay, so test your Nuxt apps while live reloading, because the whole point of this is that they want is to root publisher output path server SW catch .m export the server setting host and the board. So the whole point of this and Laravel's integration, Nuxt output path app URL. Make sure you put your N in the disable function. The easy way, install MS Laravel Nuxt using Composer with that. The hard, all configuration in project root way. Interesting. Why am I looking at this? For the previous projects or for a job that or for a service that I'm offering, they want me to implement Nuxt with that, right? With their existing Laravel application, and use that to create a admin panel, okay? To build on top of that admin panel. Forward multiple specific route to Nuxt using Laravel Nuxt. Oh, okay. But again, it actually comes with this. It actually comes with this. and then forwarding all undefined routes. Mhm. So yeah, in other words, so Nuxt and Vue is widely used for creating single-page application. This model makes it easy to integrate Nuxt.js single-page application into a Laravel application. So the implementation is based on Laravel Nuxt.js by Skyper, thanks to this person. So thanks for that, for your effort, man. Easily deploy an existing Nuxt app inside a Laravel application or vice versa. Test your Nuxt app while live reloading. Seamless integration into Nuxt into URL resolution of Laravel. Exactly. If you're starting fresh, consider cloning Nuxt Laravel starter. Lara Nuxt. Nuxt.js version 2. Mhm. Mhm. So, in any case, so the whole point of this is we are looking at how can we build or the fundamental of Nuxt. Okay, that what is the main goal that it aims to improve the web developer experience by providing is a couple by improving the user experience because it comes with optimizations. Yeah, it comes with optimizations, several rendering strategies, and SEO and web vitals. While for the developer experience, it comes with a plug and play, which is a very intuitive folder structure where you can define your route inside of the page. Okay, the automation of the most tedious tasks like out import, code splitting, typing, minification, bundling for productions, and comes with some batteries. Battery includes so data fetching, state management like in Nuxt with Pinia, meta tags helpers, route guards, cookie, error handling, and bundle analyzer, and more. Okay, and a community of web builders. Okay, this is the three main goals that Nuxt aims to. Okay, deliver an optimal user experience and improve the developer experience while providing a community of web builders. So Nuxt, after all, allow us to create full or allows to create type-safe performance, production-grade, full-stack web apps or websites. Okay, and we can start writing .vue files from the beginning while enjoying HMR, hot motor reload, and performing production server-side rendering by default. Okay, so Nuxt has no vendor lock-in, allowing you to deploy your applications anywhere, even on the edge. And when it comes now to the specific, to understand that, okay, what are the things that improve from the developer perspective, which is the automation and conventions. File-based routing is a convention that is using. Code splitting is an automation that it implements, so there is no need to actually handle, or you have to do that. In fact, it split your code into smaller chunks, which helps reduce the initial load time in your application, especially good for single page application. Server-side rendering, this is a automation or in a rendering strategy, okay? So you don't have to set a separate server for yourself. Auto import part of the automations, so we can benefit from the tree shaking and optimized JavaScript bundles, even though if we're not using some of the library that we define in there, or some of the import model in a particular component, data fetching utility, because now Nuxt provide some data fetching strategies compatible with SSR, compatible with SSR, zero config TypeScript support, which already comes with a auto-generated TypeScript config file, and configure build tools. So we use Vite by default to support hot model replacement in development and bundling your code for production with best practice baking. So here we got is the server-side rendering. So again, the first, it was focused on the improvement when it comes to delivery content to so users can have a delight experience, and for the automation and conventions that provide to developers. And here is the server-side rendering, okay? And the server-side rendering is a rendering strategy that, by providing is this faster initial load time, because now the server fully rendering an HTML page to the browser, so it displays immediately, and it improves the SEO, it improves the SEO, okay, because now web crawlers actually see the content and can do its job. It also provides better performance on low power device, because now all of the heavy processing is being performed on the server, and leaving only necessary JavaScript code to the client. Also, it comes with better accessibility, because since the content is already present, it improves accessibility tools for users that rely on screen reader or any other assistive technology. Easier catching, because now we can tell which route we want to catch, so the server doesn't have to regenerate that over and over and over, so anytime a user asks for that, okay? And Nuxt is versatile framework because it can give you the possibility to statically render your whole application on a static host using Nuxt Generate. This disable the server-side rendering globally option for hybrid rendering, meaning you set the route rules options to indicate which route we want to generate as server-side rendering. Okay, for example, if you're building an e-commerce, you want that first page be rendering in the server and catch. So anytime a new user asks for that, it will serve that content immediately and improving the SEO. That's something very, very interesting and important to know, right? And then I look at the server engine. So since the content engine is the heart of the software application, and it provides a set of functionality and capability specifically to perform that task, the server, now here Nuxt, the server engine Nitro, give us new full stack capability that is in development. It uses rollup and Node.js workers, okay, and Node.js workers are used for heavy intense or heavy for CPU intense task or for heavy CPU JavaScript operations, such as bundling your code for development. Okay, so bundle your code for development or for production. It also generates your server API by reading files in the server API and in the server middleware from server middleware. And in productions, now builds your app and serve into a one universal output directory. And this output is light, minify, and remove from any Node.js module except the polyfills. You can deploy this output on any system supporting JavaScript from Node.js, serverless, worker, edge-side rendering, and purely static. But again, the whole point of the Nitro is that it provides new full stack capability in development, since it uses rollup and Node.js workers for your server code and context isolation. And in production, Nitro builds your app and server into a one universal output directory. And this output is light, minify, and remove from any Node.js module except the polyfill. And you can deploy this output on any system supporting JavaScript from Node.js, serverless, worker, edge-side rendering, or purely static, which is kind of what we do with Nuxt Generate, right? Which it output in a static render, or it output our app statically rendered. And then you have the production ready and the model, as well as the architecture. Okay, as well as the architecture here. So Nuxt is composed of different core package. That is the core engine. Okay, where after all, again, when we talk about engine, it's a set of capability in the context of software. It's a set of capability that this application provides to do a specific task. In this case, is to improve the developer experience, or the goal of this is to improve the web development by delivering an optimized user experience by setting an optimizations techniques like code splitting, tree shaking, link prefetching, provide different rendering strategies: server-side rendering, static side generator, client-side rendering. So client-side rendering, ESG, I think it's ESG, ESR, ISR, incremental static regeneration, SWR, stale while revalidating, NCO, and Web Vitals. And when it comes to the developer experience, well, plug and play with this automation of file-based routing, other kind of automations like code splitting, out imports, minifications, bundle for production. Embedded includes like data fetching, state management, meta tags, helpers, route guards, cookies, error handling, bundle analyzer, and more. Okay. Again, this is the core engine. The TLDR, the core is to delivering an optimized user experience by using optimization techniques, rendering several provide several rendering mechanisms, and CEO and Web Vitals as the for the developer experience. So comes with a lot of automations and conventions, and some battery includes. Okay, and some battery includes. So the core engine. Then you got as the bundlers, whether you use Nuxt with Builder or that, or the command line interface. Okay, the server engine. Again, if we remember for early, that it gave us new capability as our full stack applications in development and in production. The development key to create new models and not too rich, right? So, with that understanding of Nuxt 3, well, that'll be all for this video. Take care. Bye bye.